You wake up in the middle of the night, you hear a loudspeaker outside. You go to look out your window and you realize there's a bunch of blue helmets out there. They hear about your post about how you hate the Antichrist. So you go to activate your Tesla coils, disguise the trees that you placed outside, and you realize they don't work. What's your next course of action? Go ahead and let us know down in the comments below. Also, guys, go ahead and check out our website, StatTAC.com, and make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Also, today we're going to be talking about DMRs and giving you a basic idea about the loadout you should have for the modern Minuteman / Guerrilla. All right, so DMRs are a multi-purpose rifle. All right, they have the capability to be used in a support role and also as an assaulting role. All right, if it needs to be. When you're picking your platform to be for your DMR loadout, whether it should probably entwine with your environment, what's available to you. All right, as modern Minuteman and or a guerrilla fighter, you don't have the capabilities to be supplied ammo from your supporters or whatever all the time. All right, so you have to go kind of with what's commonly being used by your enemy, basically. So you're gonna want to pick that off that. So a 5.56 rifle or a 7.62 by 51 308 or whatever, all right, would probably be your best bet. Now, what you have to keep in mind is that the availability and like whatever your squad is using, all right, is kind of important. All right, to be able to like use the same ammo as your squad is going to be very crucial in a firefight. So, like for me, I went with 5.56, you know, because 308 is expensive and it's also heavy. I can carry more ammo of 5.56 than I can of 308. Also, not most of my guys, except for my brother, all run 5.56. Also, he's running 7.62 by 39, which, you know, isn't really abundant, all right, for whatever you're doing, all right? When you and your boys are playing Minecraft, it's good to have 5.56 barrel lengths, all right, for your DMR. All right, you want anything probably from a 16 to a 20 inch. All right, you can go shorter, but then you're losing a lot of capability of muzzle velocity for your rounds. You can pull off a lot with shorter barrels with great ammunition, but not always going to have great ammunition, and you're going to want the muzzle velocities and everything else. And as my DMR / multi-purpose rifle, 16 inch does a lot. All right, it's not super long and it's not short enough where I'm losing a lot of capabilities either. All right, it's like I think 16 inches are good in between. Next, you're going to want some sort of magnification, all right, on your rifle, whether that be an LPVO, MPVO, or whatever they call the bigger fucking scopes. You also don't want too much magnification because you are using a caliber that is limited. For me, having something that went up to 10 times, having something like this 2 to 10 Credo really fits the role for the 5.56. It doesn't over magnify my capabilities, and it gives me just that enough magnification to complete my duties. All right, I can PID, I can mill targets, I can use my wind holds and everything like that. So having magnification, what is probably the minimal magnification you could use? All right, well, this is kind of up to debate. I say probably 6 times, just because my when I was using my 4 times LPVO that I had, or if you use an ACOG, I don't think it gives you enough magnification, especially when you get to targets 500 plus. All right, so having the ability to be able to PID, view your target, spot trace your targets is pretty crucial. All right, 4 time has not really like, okay, so like in the Army, I know if you ever been through the DMR program, is that they do have you qualify and use ACOGs. and even some designated marksmen would be issued ACOGs with their M4s, and that's what made them the designated rifleman. An ACOG can't get the job done, but if you really want to perform and you really want to expand your capabilities, having a little bit higher magnification. So I'd say go between a 6 and maybe a 12, all right? Because you don't want too much magnification. Next, suppressor. No, I don't have a suppressor on here yet. Still waiting for it. It's almost like over 2 years now. So, yeah, fuck the ATF. Anyway, so I recommend getting a higher quality suppressor, because if you make one in Minecraft, or you decide to go on Amazon and buy one of those thread pitch adapters and then screw it on your own device, they don't last as long and also not as durable. So I think in the long run, having a higher quality suppressor will do you better. Plus, if you're worried about them having your information and you've already been in the military, or you've had to get fingerprinted for something like your job or something like that, they already have your information in the system. So if you did commit a crime and left their fingerprints, they'd pull it. All right. So commit a criminal act in Minecraft. All right. I'm not telling you to do that. All right. So if you do go out and do that, highly recommend just getting a real fucking can pressers. All right. Next, you're at minimal. You probably want either a bipod. This is a Magpul bipod. I went with it because it's light. All right. It does the job. It's not the best bipod out there, but it gets the job done. Or a tripods. All right. Just got to keep in mind the stuff you're going to be carrying and using. And as a DMR and a support slash, assaulting role, you're probably not going to want to carry around a tripod everywhere. So using your assault pack or your tripods to get in better stable firing positions to help support your buddies is a great option. We're going to talk about combat load. The combat load you should have as a designated marksman is, you're probably just going to go with a standard combat load. All right. But so 7 mags, 210 rounds. But on top of that, because you don't have the logistics of everyone else has, at least as your enemy probably, is that you're going to want to carry some extra ammo with you. All right. Also, being a designated marksman role, you're going to want some 20-round magazines. All right. There's multiple good reasons for having 20-round magazines. One, they're aesthetically cool looking. Two, allows you to get lower to the ground without having your magazine interfering with your bipod or whatever. All right. And three, you can use the 20 rounders to separate your match grade shit from your standard loadout or whatever. All right. So if you do got to provide more precise, ballistically capable rounds at farther distances, putting your match grade stuff in your 20 rounders will let you know that that's where your good shit is. And then if you got to be up in that your regular roll with your buddies and you want to run like M855 or your M193, or for your other crap, keep it in your regular 30 rounders or 60 rounders, 40 rounders, whatever else you feel like carrying. All right. So separating your ammo, because match grade stuff it's not cheap, and it's going to be harder to come by through your endeavors. All right. So being able to separate them is important. All right. Next thing you should probably consider in being the DMR is having a rear bag, a sand sock. I'll probably go over a video on how to make these later on. They're pretty easy and cheap if you're on a budget. Now some of you guys in my last video gave me shit for putting rice in here. Okay. It's just placeholder. Don't really care. All right. You can buy higher quality ones, or you can use different materials in your sand sock. Yes, I know if it gets wet, I'm going to have soggy rice in here. All right. From experience, as I started to stretch out my capabilities and shooting out the farther distances that I don't normally do, is having a sand sock is great for stabilizing your rifle, and you can get more precise shots. Also, investing in a rangefinder. You're not always going to know the distance of your enemies. All right. A lot of things can obstruct you getting precise milling if you want to try to mill them for their distance. So that knowing the size of your targets is important, but also the people can be obstructed. People are moving. You don't always know. Can't hold that stationary target to do it, or you have like heat waves obstructing you. You have terrain obstructing some of the person, or you have brush or any of that shit obstructing your target. It's going to be hard to get proper measurements to mill your target. All right, so having redundancies or backup plans is a great idea. So invest in a rangefinder if you plan on seriously considering this role. All right. Also, probably gonna want a pair of binos too. You're not always gonna be pointing your weapon at everything or want to point your weapon at everything. All right. So having binos is a great way to observe the distance. Also, if you have a buddy with you, he can maybe help you spot trace with your binos if you don't have a spotting scope. All right. Now we move back more from rifle capabilities. We're gonna go over kit. All right. If you're out in the mountains doing more of a reconnaissance thing, and you got either your assault pack or your ruck or whatever, you're going to want probably a chest rig. If you ever go out in the mountains and ruck around in your gear or whatever, wearing a plate carrier and a ruck or assault pack for long periods of time as you're climbing mountains fucking sucks. All right, and it's killer on your back. Okay. Get a chest rig. Use the chest rig. If you're doing more assaulting stuff where you expect you're going to be in it for the fight, you're going to want a plate carrier. All right. This is just my Spiritus Overt L1119 or whatever. All right. I got plates in here. Plates I'm using are just Hesco L210s. I know they're not that great. It's what I can afford. I probably got some other stuff though. All right. So if you're expecting more contact, having a plate carrier is great. Chest rigs are really great for mountainous when you're doing long movements or something like that, and you got your packs. All right, it's not going to kill your back. Same thing with belts. If you're doing like an assaulting stuff, and you're doing a more direct contact, and you're expecting CQB, and you're assaulting places, you're going to want probably the belt to carry extra shit. And it's more streamlined, so you don't have to be carrying around your pack everywhere. Again, having assault packs is great for the assaulter stuff. You're out in the woods or the boonies, and you're doing more longer stuff. Like you're in the range longer, or you're rocking around, or you fucked off into the mountains because you got caught. And now you're running for your life, and you're going to be out there for a while because you're not going to be coming back within a day or two. Having a rucksack because you're going to be out there for a long time. Assault packs are more great for like if you're in the urban environment. All right, and then again on multi-role capabilities. So as a DMR guy, you could probably be used as a sniper for your urban shit. All right, you don't really have to know how to stalk. You can literally read a book, or if you ever checked out Fry the Brain, great book, kind of breaks your kind of like your tunnel vision on a sniper and ghillie suit, crawling through weeds and shit. The urban sniper is usually more like less well, it's got camouflage involved. I'm probably gonna scratch this. Yeah, check out that book. And then your multi-purpose. So you can use this as sniping abilities also, and your DMR or a support gunner kind of role. All right, or you're the DMR guy, you're probably going to be the recon guy also. All right, so say you guys are doing a movement or something, you need to know what's up ahead. You should probably also be carrying around a drone. You can get small drones. I don't have one, but I've used them in the military. I was the drone guy for what I was doing. I was using those little DJI drones or whatever to scout shit, and they're very useful and they're very light. And the new ones they have now are pretty compact, so you can throw them in a small pack or small pouch. All right, so they're very useful. So invest in one of those if you can. I plan on getting here one after I get a rangefinder. I'll probably be my next purchase to improve our capabilities. And I didn't say this before, is check out 100 Concepts. If you have a flashlight on your gun, is getting a cap for it, because you don't want that reflective lens giving away your position. All right, so that one's from 100 Concepts. It's like 17 bucks. Go check it out. I think it's pretty useful and probably a must-have for your fighting rifles. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out StatTAC.com. Sign up for the newsletter on there. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If you like the channel or you want to give me paragraphs of advice, go ahead. And see you next time, guys.